What's good, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Rich Off Gains podcast. It's your boy CB checking back in with you guys for episode 33. And this was going to be a little different. As you guys see, the background is different. This is going to be an unscripted, freestyle kind of flow. And we're just going to talk and just have a conversation like organic human beings and just talk about the market, talk about what's been going on in the market. What are some things coming up in the market that will have a possible way of moving the market tremendously. And yeah, we're just gonna get right to it. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. But before we get started, I wanna talk to you guys and make sure you guys are in the right mind state, man. Make sure that you are doing the necessary steps to putting yourself in a position to succeed tremendously every single day. Make sure you're waking up, sticking to your routine, sticking to your schedule, having a set schedule and a set way of doing things, and not following out of that routine and that system, because that's going to help you compound the results that you want and get the success that you seek over time. But if you don't have a consistent system or routine that you can stick to, then it's not going to allow you to see the success that you want to see at the level that you want to see it. So you got to have a routine and stick to that routine and be in the right mind state to execute at a high level on a consistent basis. So what are 5 ways that you can stay in the right mind state and execute at a high level consistently? Because that's not an easy thing to do. And so the most successful people have a way of doing that with little to no effort, at least from what it seems like. It seems as if it's very easy for them to do these kind of things and operate at a very high level. So these are 5 different ways that highly effective people maintain their consistent energy to successfully show up the way they need to show up for the consistent results that they get on a day-to-day basis. 1, they have a strong why. They have a strong sense of urgency and purpose driven to what they're trying to pursue and achieve, because they have a strong why. They have a strong reason behind the things that they're doing. They're not just waking up having to get motivated. They're already motivated. They're already driven and focused and tunnel vision on the thing that they want to succeed on. They know what they want. So you got to know what you want in life, and the results that you want come from knowing what you want. And once you know what you want, you then have a certain sense of urgency and value on your time that helps you get closer to the desired result and having the energy you need to execute on the desired result. Number 2, you gotta take care of your body. A lot of people, especially people my age, I'm 23. So a lot of people my age, and you get set in your ways at a young age. So as you get older, you don't prioritize your health. And this is the number 1 important thing you can do in order to maintain and keep high levels of energy, is maintain your health by staying on top of your sleeping schedule, staying on top of your eating schedule, staying on top of working out, and routinely going up and showing up and strengthening and conditioning your body on a day-to-day basis. Health is wealth. So if you don't have the right health in place, your wealth for your preservation of your body is going to deplete very quickly. So you have to take care of yourself in order to take care of the things that you want to really pursue and achieve in the long term. Number 3 is interesting. I've heard this saying by a lot of very successful entrepreneurs. Work on the high impacting task first. In my perspective and how I look at that is doing the hard things first, doing the things that are most challenging, but that's not necessarily the case. It's doing the things that have the highest value and results that can be driven to your business directly. Doing that first, everything else after, because you're doing it with the most amount of energy that you have during the day, rather than doing it later on whenever you've depleted all your energy doing all these little tasks throughout the day. You're doing the most important thing that matters the most with the most amount of energy at the right time. So you have to prioritize and understand the different levels of priority in your day and in your routine and in your task of activities that you have to do, knowing what comes first and then what comes after that first thing. Whatever that first thing is, it needs to be the most important thing that you do, because that's going to be when you have the most amount of energy. Before we talked about this before, having a good environment. social environment, public environment, home environment. You got to keep your space clean. You got to have a clean space. You got to have clean and positive individuals, not negative individuals who are not giving you and pouring into you the way that you need to be poured into so that you can pursue the things that you want to pursue at the level you want to pursue it. You have to have a positive environment, or an environment that drives you to get the results that you want on a consistent basis. It can't be an inconsistent environment, because then once you have an inconsistent environment that's not pouring into you the way that you need to be poured into, it then doesn't allow you to be the highly effective leader that you need to be to see the results you want to see. So having a positive and consistent environment that's helping you stay on track to your goals is the number 4 thing that you need in your life. Number 5, take the time to rest, recharge. Take the time to rest and recharge. Spend time with your family. Sit down, take your time away from the other things that you know you need to be doing, because it's not going to be at the highest level of quality that you want it to be at. So you have to just take the break. Take the time away, go do something else, and reset, refresh yourself so that you can come back with a rejuvenated, re-energized energy and mentality towards the thing you want to do, and then you can do that thing. Until then, you got to take a break. You got to relax. You got to understand that it's not going anywhere. The work isn't going anywhere. The time you have is, but it doesn't make sense for you to try to execute the thing you're wanting to do with low quality or low amount of energy, when you can just take a break, come back re-energized, and do the thing with way better quality and conviction and energy. You can't pour from an empty cup. So just take the break and then come back once you've taken the break and you feel better about doing the thing. So a lot of times it's not just about working harder, it's about working when you have the most energy and doing the things that matter with your business while you have the energy. Don't overexert yourself and overextend yourself trying to do things when your energy isn't aligned with what you need to be doing. Sometimes that might be the case, and sometimes you might just have to push through. But on the low quality task, on the high quality task, you gotta have the energy for it. And if you don't have the energy for it, you need to find ways to get the energy and retain it so you can have it to go out and use it. I hope this helps someone, and I wish you guys the best of luck. Investment tip of the week. Focus on generating consistent cash flow. You want to have a consistent return coming in, because that's what's going to fund your life and is going to fund your investments. If you don't have something that's consistently coming in, how do you grow? How do you progress? How? You got to have something consistent coming in. I don't care if it's $1,000, $2,000 that can go towards your extra endeavors. I don't care if it's $100. You gotta have cash flow in order to grow, because there's gonna be hiccups along the way. There's gonna be issues that derail you or set you back. There's gonna be setbacks. There's gonna be things that don't allow you to see the result that you want to see in the time that you want to see it. So in the meantime, you need to be cash flowing somewhere else so you can have a level of lifestyle to maintain and a way of being able to reinvest the money and put the money back into the market and do different things. Because at the end of the day, without that, it's not going to allow you. You're going to get priced out of the market, and it won't allow you to see the growth that you want to see. Now, yes, you might be able to invest it. If you're only investing into the market one time, 9 times out of 10, you won't get the results you want to get out of the market, simply due to the fact that your opportunity cost is not going to be high. It's going to be very low. You can see a return on the investment, but the investment has to be a great amount of money invested in order for the result to be really good. If you're only investing $1,000 and you only invest that one time, your likelihood of being a millionaire is possible. It's just going to take some time. It's not going to be easy. So rather than having the cash flow and you're using the cash flow to now reinvest the money that you're making into the market, that's going to help you get closer to being a millionaire than the person who invested one time. So cash flow is important so that you can not get priced out of the market. You can have consistent income coming in that you can then use to sustain life as a person and sustain life as an investor. So that's your investment tip of the week. Generate cash flow. All right, we got a lot of stuff going on this week, but the main thing that's going on this week, the number one thing that's going on this week is Micron. Micron has already had an amazing run up in the week so far. It's Monday, as you all know. So happy Money Mondays. I don't know if I said that earlier, but happy Money Mondays. And Micron has had over a 7% gain in the market today. Why? It announced this partnership deal with Anthropic, otherwise known as Claude, and Claude will be using Micron's microchips and memory storage for their business. So they're going to be using Micron's products for the next few years, and they signed a multi-billion-dollar deal to pretty much use their products. And Micron also invested into Anthropic, and they have earnings on Wednesday. So this is all happening very timely, because this is something that you know, come on now, they already knew what they were doing when they announced this on Monday, 2 days prior to their earnings report. They reached new all-time highs, of course, and post-market they're already up another $40. If you're not invested in Micron already, you missed out. I'm just gonna be honest with you. You missed out. From being at $80 less than a year ago to now reaching closer to $1,300 a share, you missed out. Now, that doesn't mean you can't catch it on the pullback. You definitely can. And that's what I would recommend doing. Waiting for a pullback. I wouldn't recommend buying into the hype, because this is a buy the rumor, sell the news kind of event where they're pricing, they're pumping the price, and then when earnings reports come out, it's going to be a sell the news kind of event, in my opinion. And it's known to sell off whenever they have good earnings report anyway. So yeah, they might have a great earnings report, but that does not negate the fact that people have already seen profits, or haven't seen profits, but they've seen gains. And so with seeing those gains, they want to now take profit. And so you'll just be the liquidation if you buy at this price. So my idea, my suggestion would be to wait for a pullback, wait for it to come down at least closer to 1150, because they have a gap fill zone there. At least 1150 would be a pullback price that I would say wait for. If you don't want to wait and you want to take that at your own risk. It's not, it's not my choice. It's your choice at the end of the day. You make the decisions for your account, and you're the portfolio manager for you. I can only tell you what I'm doing and what I think is best, but hey, you do what you want to do. If you make the money, hey, great. If you lose money, I tried to warn you. If you guys want more tips and tricks about day trading and investing, make sure to click the link in the bio, www.continuebelief.com. I share a lot of free resources and tools, tips and tricks about how to day trade, how to get started investing, and so much more. So make sure you guys check out the link in the bio. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to leave a like and follow. And yeah, see you guys later. So that's my opinion on Micron. I love the stock. I love the run up it's been having. And I just think that it definitely needs a little bit of a pullback. I'm not saying it needs to come all the way back down. I would love to see it continue to run. Hell, I even want to get in some of it as well. So if it comes down to those prices, best believe I would be looking to take a position. But until then, I'm not pressed about it. Another thing that happened today was SpaceX. SpaceX has reverted back to its IPO listing price, all the way back down to around 158. Wow. That was very fast. That was super fast, and it was like, okay, it's here, great. Now we're back to IPO prices, and I think that's due to the fact that it's overvalued. SpaceX is overvalued by a lot, and I think that people are starting to wake up and realize that. And Elon, he's a great guy. Love him to death. He's made us a lot of money, made me a lot of money. But yeah, it's just it's very overhyped, and it's very overvalued. So people are probably coming to the realization that that's the case. And so could we see more selling pressure? I think we're not there yet, but things can take a turn for the worse. They've already moved very quickly from 158 all the way up to 220. So if we fell back below the initial IPO of 135, then yes, we can see more selling pressure. But as long as we hold this IPO range of 158 to about 160, if we can reclaim above 170 once more, I believe that we can push back up. But yeah, it's still very new. It's only less than 2 weeks on the market, so I'm not too surprised because I did tell you guys wait 6 months for you guys to then want to buy stocks and shares of SpaceX. And then they're doing so many different things that the market would never do for any other company. They moved up at NASDAQ, moved up the date that a company can be registered in the NASDAQ 100. They opened the options market last Tuesday or Wednesday. They never do that. They wait at least 30 days or so for the options market to be open. This is all new. They're acting very different with SpaceX. And so it's a lot of rumor. It's rumored to be believed that, they're positioning it to be a pump and dump and for the private investors to profit off of the public investors and the retail investors, essentially. And so I do see that perspective being played out right now, but they still have over 6 months to hold this position and have to fully sell out of the position. So it's just very interesting to see, because all this money is basically being transitioned from the private investors to not necessarily private to public, because it's only 5% of the company overall. It's just a crazy thing to see, the movement and the way the company went about being public and how everything got approved so quickly. It's just crazy to see. So it did open doors for more companies in the future to have the same expedited method of being in the NASDAQ 100, like, ChatGPT supposedly coming to the public later this year, Anthropic being another one. And, it's definitely changed the way the market has been. And we've seen a lot of changes in the market in itself in this last month, honestly, just from the SpaceX IPO to margin accounts no longer being in the margin account. And then next month, we have another change coming into the market where tech companies will be sold. You can trade certain tech companies as future commodities. So companies like Apple, companies like Microsoft, companies like Nvidia will all be added into the futures market. Y'all, they are literally showing us their hand. They're literally showing us their hand. They're literally putting us in the position to win if we apply ourselves and do it the right way. Because a lot of people look at that as a way to gamble and just flip money using funded accounts, while the disciplined investors and the people who are studying up on these things and just taking notice of what's taking place are really positioning themselves to be long-term winners. You can be a long-term winner if you apply the right method. You can't go into this market and not have a plan. You have to have a plan, because if you don't have a plan, your only plan is to plan for disaster. You're going to lose. So don't get liquidated by these AI bots moving the market, the AI flow that's making the market fluctuate. Don't get priced out to where you can't get back into your positions. Man, just use these new regulations and rules and play them to your advantage. Play them to a way that helps you overcome the challenges. Don't gamble off the opportunities that they're giving you, because now they lowered the price of entry on purpose. They made the price to enter investing on purpose. It used to be $25K. They lowered it all the way down to $2,000. $2,000 minimum for you to have access to being able to day trade. Think about that. They literally want you to day trade. So if you take advantage of that, take advantage of it wisely, and make sure to keep your risk in check, and make sure to protect capital, because they will liquidate your account. They will make sure you lose that money so that they can make more money, because that's all they want to do. Don't get fooled. Protect the gains. Stay rich off gains. That's a fact. But anyway, enough of that tangent. What else? SanDisk is insane. I haven't talked about SanDisk in a while. SanDisk is up over $2,300, over 3,000% year to date. Matter of fact, I have an interesting statistic. There are over 10 companies that are up over 1,000% year to date. Let me double check that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 companies up over 1,000% year to date, but 10 companies up over 900% year to date. Actually, 12 and counting, because Micron's right there knocking on the door. Anyways, the top 8 companies that we have up over 1,000% year to date, we have number 8, Western Digital, up 1,123%. Number 7, we have NUI. I don't know the name of this, but ticker symbol NUAI. I'm guessing New AI, is that what it is? Up 1,160% in 38.6. We have Bloom Energy, ticker symbol BE, up 1,493%. Ticker symbol BW is up over 1,789%. Ticker symbol MGRT is up over 2,000%. AXTI up over 4,689%. SanDisk up over 4,739%. And Wolf, number 1, up over 5,811%. Let me give you the categories that these companies are in. Starting out with Western Digital, it is a semiconductor company, but more specifically, WDC, let me take a look. More specifically, it is in the electric technology sector, engages in development, manufacturing, marketing, and sale of data storage. Okay, cool. Let's see what New AI is and what it does. Ticker symbol NUAI. Ticker symbol NUAI. New Era Energy and Digital. I wonder what they do. Up $6.88 year to date, or today actually. New Era Energy and Digital Inc. is an exploration and production company engaging in selling oil and natural gas products. Okay, very interesting. Let's see, number 6, we have Bloom Energy, ticker symbol BE. Bloom Energy. Bloom Energy Corp. engages in manufacturing and installation of solid oxide fuel cell-based power generation platform. Its product, Bloom Energy Server, converts standard low-pressure natural gas or biogas into electricity through an electrochemical process without combustion. Interesting. So energy, and semiconductors. I hope you guys are seeing where I'm going with this. Next up, we have ticker symbol BW. Ticker symbol BW, it is Babcock and Wilcox Enterprises. This company engages in provision of fossil and renewable power generation and environmental equipment. It operates through the B&W segment. The company was founded by George H. Babcock, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so they engage in provision of fossil and renewable power generation, other words, energy. Hope you guys see where I'm going with this. Another one, MGRT. Mega Fortune Company. Mega Fortune Company operates as a holding company which provides infotech services. It specializes in delivering comprehensive IoT solutions and services across various industries. The firm offers low carbon property management, energy stock, and green tech management services. Energy. Hope you guys hear me. I hope you guys hear me and listen to what I'm saying right now. Next up, AXTI Inc. Let's see. Engages in the design, development, manufacture, and distribution of compound and single element semiconductor substrates. Okay. Semiconductors. Let's see what's next. We have SanDisk, SNDK, ticker symbol SanDisk Corp. Engages in the development, manufacture, and provision of storage devices and solutions based on NAND flash technology. Its products include solid-state drives, memory cards, and USB flash drives. Lastly, Wolf. Ticker symbol WLF. Wolf Speed Inc. is an innovator of wide bandgap semiconductors focused on silicon carbide and gallium nitride materials and devices for power and radio frequency applications. Okay, memory, semiconductors, energy, it's all in your face. It's showing you in 4K what is the story that the market is running with. What chapter of AI that we're in right now. Energy, semiconductors, and memory. That's it. Keep it simple. When you're investing, you do not have to overthink, oh, what am I supposed to invest in? What am I supposed to buy? Buy what's working. Buy the things that are running up like crazy. Over 1,000% return year to date from January 1st to June 22nd. Over a $5,000, not $5,000, 5,000% return. A year ago, Wolf was worth only 40 cents. It's currently sitting at $52. Now, granted, you probably wasn't going to be able to get it at 40 cents because you wasn't even thinking about it. But it just goes to show you the room of opportunity that was had, the landing strip and the takeoff that was had for this play to work. You had from 0 and 40 cents all the way to $20, all the way to $40, all the way to $55, and it still has room to run. Sand did, same thing. It was at $100, I believe, at the beginning of this year, $300, something like that. Somewhere between $100 to $300 at the beginning of this year. It's currently sitting at $2,300. Every play and opportunity is in your face. You have to take advantage of it and execute. With that being said, that's going to conclude this episode of the Rich Off Games podcast. I appreciate you all for tuning in once again. It's your boy CB. I thank you all for watching. If you guys are new, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, support in any way that you can, wherever you're listening to this, whenever you're listening to this. I appreciate you all for tuning in. God bless you all. Thank you, God, for another day I was not promised. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. I pray you all have a blessed week. See y'all next week.